Hi, hello, welcome back to another function. This is Krish Bavana. If you're here for the first time, I'm Krish Bavana. I'm a computer science student at University of Illinois at Chicago and I'm minoring in entrepreneurship. So this is going to be the second episode of Coffee Time with Krish. And this is a very special episode for me because so many people ask me about international student questions, and I can't really talk about the international student struggles because I was half in state, half international. Mine is a different story, but that's why I'm bringing in my best friend. He's an international student. He decided to talk with me about all the stuff regarding the international student, how the international student system works, how UIC takes in the international students, or some other details for all the international students who are looking for. So I tried my best to gather the questions. I tried my best to give the best. So anybody who's an international student who's watching it, I hope you like it. Please share it with your friends and family. If you want to follow me on Instagram, please follow me at Krish_Bhavna. And please do subscribe to my channel and also please hit the bell button so you can get the notifications from next time. There'll be a lot more fun videos coming up, and let's get started. See you in the interview. Hi Madhav, welcome to Coffee Time with Krish, and I'm really happy you are able to join. I know especially it's midnight for you, but still you came and you joined in. So thank you so much firstly for joining into the interview. And I'm really happy that you're able to give some tips to international students because I get so many messages, or whoever I get message from is only from international students. And I guess it is really funny that finally I can do something to the people who are really thinking I'm an international student. So once again, who's watching the video, who thinks I'm an international student, I'm not an international student. I'm in this weird stage between in-state and international. I'll try to make the video some other time explaining what is my status. But before that, it's time to welcome Madhav Sai. He's my best friend. So let's welcome in Madhav. So hi
Thank
Madhav.
yeah, hi, and thank you so much for welcoming. Giving this opportunity to me.
Feel really
Uh,
nice talking to you, man, because I think this is the formal setting which I've been hoping for a very long time. And finally, I'm glad this is happening because for the longest time, I wanted to do this for all the international students. And from next time, I even want to continue this series as in like an international series. So hopefully, we can do a lot more. So
sure,
let's
sure.
yeah, sorry, you're saying something?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So let's get started with the first basic question. So tell us about yourself, Madhav.
So yeah. For all the guys, good morning or good evening or whatever you're in time zone. So yeah, my name is Madhav Sai, and I'm an international student and in University of Illinois Chicago, and my major is computer science. So yeah, I'm a guy who deals with computers and coding, programming a lot. So yeah, to be frank, that's all I can say. So
I mean, I feel you, Madhav, because when I asked the same question to Nikki, she was even not sure a few weeks ago, but I think the most common answer. So, first of all, that's great introduction. So, the second question is, why did you choose CS at UIC?
so so basically, when I was in my 12th standard, there was this phase uh where we need to choose our career path. So I was thinking about, like, okay, what I am fond of, like what I'm interested in. So I was thinking that, and I found that computers fascinated me a lot, because computer science is a subject where you can explore a lot. You can think innovatively. You can do whatever you want in computers. Like, see, you can write a code with, can do anything. Uh, so I find computer science as very fascinating job and career path. So I took computer science as my major, and in particular UIC. Like, to be frank, I personally felt that UIC is a perfect space, or it's a perfect university for my standards. So I just want to make sure that, and I just want to suggest to all the international students who are going to take bachelor's or a master's degree, just select a university in which you can you can take the flexible, you can take flexibly, like what courses you're interested in. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's more like what actually fits into you. Like rather than you being lost, I think you should find a university which matches your personality.
Yeah, I mean there will be students like there'll be, oh okay, I'll just drop university to Stanford or MIT or Harvard. It's not like that. See, you need to find where you can be completely do well, and you can be flexible with the university, and you need to choose very wisely. So I chose UIC because it's going to be, I'm flexible in UIC. I can match UIC pace, so that's the reason I chose UIC.
Perfect, perfect. That's a great answer, Madhav. Thank you so much. So, Madhav, the third question is what is the actual process for applying to the US universities?
So basically, I mean, for starters, you should have interest to do masters or bachelors, whatever degree you want in the United States. So the basic processes, uh, you can you need to research a lot. I mean, step number one is you need to have interest, like what you're gonna take. Point number one, and point number two is what what fascinates you. I mean, what major, what career path fascinates you. Second point is that, and third point is research. Do do a bit of research. I strongly suggest students who want to do their coursework in the United States. I strongly suggest to do your research a lot, because there will be thousands of universities in the United States where you'll have many career paths, and you will be confused also, like what to take. So you need to do research, what universities and what career paths and what the thing is. So, and after that, you just go to their university websites, and uh, uh, just just note down the things, like what like just note down
The
the details,
requirements, you
like
mean like basically what's the SAT score or what's the IELTS score?
yeah, requirements. And the fourth point is requirements. Yeah, good point, Krish. So uh, just note down the requirements, what the university needs from you, like what does the university expect from you. So I'll say that note down the details, compare the universities, like take a bunch of universities, filter it down, and apply to them. That's it.
Yeah, that is something which I think that's a great thing, Madhav, because I think we need to know what are the universities that we need to like check in, or like what are the universities that we need to like compare with, because there are two arguments that I hear the most. Some people like ask me, is UIC a really good university for masters? Like most of my friends from India who are planning to do masters in US, the first question that I get is UIC a good college? But nobody asks themselves, is it a good match for myself, and is it matching my requirements? Because some people might have a very bad IELTS score, which might not lead them to UIC, or which might lead them to something better depending on their SAT scores. Because some universities might prefer SAT scores over an IELTS score. Some people might prefer maybe a better CGPA than some other thing. And also, the other thing that I hear a lot is no, not UIC, because UIC is a very tough school to get in. Like this, these are like the two arguments that I listen to the most.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that you need to have uh, a good academic standard. Like if you take bachelor's, because I can say like what bachelor's processes, because I did my bachelor process to get into UIC. So basically, you need to have good standards until your 12th standard. So after that, you need to have a good IELTS scores. Like you need to have like 6.5 overall IELTS score, with 6 in each subsection. The listening, reading, writing, and speaking, 4 subsections. You need to have six in each of them, and overall you need to have 6.5. So to be frank, UIS is not that tough to get in. You need to make your efforts, because to see you can still get into MIT if you put efforts. So all is you need to put efforts, and I think you need to see the requirements. Like if UIC fits you, please go ahead and take. If it doesn't, okay, go to another university which you like. So yeah.
But always have options. That's what you're trying to say. Like,
Yeah, always have like 5 to 6 options, so that you can go like, okay, I like this one, okay, financials is a bit problematic in this one, okay, I can shift to this one. So it depends upon the individual, how they take the thing. So yeah.
but I want to ask you a question. Like, I don't. I think it's way too personal to ask, but was UIC was actually your first choice? Because I know some people had something else as their first choice and they landed up at UIC. Personally, for me, UIC was always my first choice. Was UIC your first choice, or did you had anything else?
I mean, when I started my US process, I don't know, like I was thinking about University of California, Irvine, which I doesn't know anything about that. But when I have seen their application requirements, I was like, okay, man, we're not gonna get into this. So yeah, I mean, I placed some applications to, like, I placed application to UC Irvine, I placed application to UC Davis, I placed application to University of Texas at Austin. I placed application for UIC, and I placed application for NYIT, New York
Okay.
Institute of Technology.
Okay.
So yeah, I got into NYIT, but uh, and after that I got into UIC, and I was rejected in 3 universities. So
Even I was
so
rejected.
yeah,
It's okay to be rejected. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, to be frank, I feel very good when I was rejected. Like, okay, this is not my standard. I need to get to that standard. I need to work. I need to get. I need to get to that. So yeah, UIC was. I can say that it's not my first option, but yeah, it was the only option I have after that.
Yeah, I feel you, man, because the first school which actually rejected me was Purdue. But I think it's quite opposite for you and me because I actually had very less hopes on Purdue, but it kind of disappointed me because I was like, okay, I can get in or something like that. I had like some kind of feeling, but Purdue rejected me. So there was like kind of like um, what do we call it? It was like a backstep for me, and and frankly speaking, Purdue was like my last choice, but still I was really disappointed. So I guess it's something which is really really different. And also, if you're wondering why I'm looking at the other side of the room, I actually have my questions up on a monitor, so I'm just switching between two of the same.
Yeah, that's fine. That's completely fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long did it actually take you to choose UIC? Did it take you like really really long time? Or?
I started my US process in April 2018, like when I was writing my 11th board exams in
Okay.
India. So after that, I applied to UIC by September 2018, and I got my admission decision on January 24th, 2019. Yeah, I mean, I remember the date because I was accepted to UIC, so I just remember the date. So as soon as I got into, I mean, as soon as I received my admission letter, I was like, yeah, I'm going to this. So it doesn't took me time because I was so confident. I mean, I don't have any option because I have 3 rejections letters by that time, by January, and I have my offer letter from IIT, and I was waiting for UIC decision. So I was like, okay, if I got into UIC, I will go to UIC, or else I'll go to NYIT. So there were only 2 options. I got into UIC, so I chose UIC.
That's interesting. It approximately took you like 9 to 10 months, it looks like, because I don't remember the exact date that they write the board exams for 11th. When's the time that they write the board exams for?
Like back in India, like back to the Telugu states we have. So we'll be writing our board exams in March to April time.
Okay.
So I started in March. I mean, it's see,
Approximately
Krish,
took you
it's
like 9 months.
yeah. I mean, see, like it's not a 1 day process to get
Mhm.
into US. So it obviously it's gonna take a huge time. Like it's a huge time period. It's a huge time frame you got. So so it took me like 1 year, 4 months to get into the United States. Like the day one started to the date I reached the US. So so it was an interesting journey, but yeah, it was very hard though.
Yeah, that's true. That's completely true. So I know you have talked about the IELTS score a bit for UIC and SAT score a bit, but what do you think would be like a decent IELTS score and a decent SAT score for international students to get into like decent universities? Maybe something around from, let's start with normal university. I'm not talking about something like not recognizable, something like recognizable to like above recognizable. So like, what do you think would be like a decent score?
I mean, I personally believe that an IELTS score of 6.5, and each section, the four sections you have in IELTS, and you need to get at least six on each section. So cumulative is 6.5 in IELTS,
So
and
quick
each
question, like,
sections. Yeah,
sorry
go
to
ahead.
interrupt, but what is like IELTS out of? Because I've never written it and had no idea.
I mean, see, IELTS is an exam, like it's an English proficiency test.
Yeah, but what is it actually out of? Like, is it out of 10 or is it out of like 8?
Yeah, it's out of nine
Oh,
actually.
it's out of 9. Okay.
Yeah, so you need to get 6.5 in that, and IELTS is basically an exam. Like it's just an English proficiency test. I mean, they're gonna check your English proficiency. Like, can you listen? Can you speak? Can you write? Can you read?
Okay.
So it's an easy test. I mean, it's okay. You can get a good score in that, like by keeping some efforts in that. That's it.
Yeah.
So a 6.5 IELTS and six in each score. Uh, I think you can get into universities. I mean, some universities only require IELTS
Okay.
in
Got it.
your application. So yeah, you can get in. You can get that score.
So for SAT, can we call a 1200 a decent score then?
Yeah, sure. 1200 is a really decent score. You can get into a university, and if you're a student who is really capable and who is like, I need to get into this, man, and I need to
Yeah,
get
like
into
something like very
Purdue.
serious, maybe like an
Yeah,
MIT.
yeah, you're, if you're a student and you're like, I need to get into this reputed university, for sure you need to have a SAT score around 1400 to 1500 for sure. You need to get into those
Yeah.
universities, and yeah.
And if you're targeting for Harvard's and MIT's, it's 1600 out of 16.
Yeah, you're gonna have like 1600 plus some extra coursework in it, and they expect some
Yeah.
extra coursework from you. So I can say that it's really hard to get into Harvard and MIT as an international students,
Yeah.
but there are people who will be able to make that.
Yeah. Don't
So
worry, folks. There are chances.
yeah, don't lose hope. There will be some chances, and yeah, you might be the lucky one who who get into Harvard or MIT. So just make it try. Yeah.
So the next question is the most loved question by everybody who's watching from the Telugu states. I can already feel it. So we all grow up with one small single motto, which is to go to Sri Chaitanya or Narayana, and then we start the techno syllabus from right from our sixth, or yeah, it's actually from sixth, and then we do all the algebra, and then we go into calculus. We do whatever we can to get into IITs and NITs, and then here you are with a very, I mean, I guess you had like a 9.8 something in your 10th.
Uh, yeah, 9.2 in my 10th.
Okay,
Yeah,
you had your 9.2 and then you did really well in your 11th and 12th too. And if you actually wrote JEE and mains, I think you had chances. And some of your classmates are now actually at IITs, the people
yeah.
who studied with you. But why not UICs and, sorry, why not IITs? But you landed somewhere at UIC. Like, was it like passion to move out of country, or was it because you're not sure if IITs was the right choice for you? But what was actually going through in your head?
I mean, like when I started, like for preparing IITs, my goal was to get into an IIT, and I started my 11th standard, like where you have 2 years of serious coaching, and you'll be like completely 18 hours in like 15 to 18 hours in your college. You'll be training for getting into IITs. So so I was like, yeah, let's go and get into IITs. But when I really started to work, I felt it was difficult for me because when you get to know your strengths and weaknesses, you'll be like, okay, man, I might not be able to get into IITs, but I was pretty sure that I might get into NIT. So I was working for that. I was working for my mains. I was like, okay, let's get a good rank in JE mains, and let's just qualify for advanced to get a good rank. So so I was working, and it went really good. Like my maths was completely fine, uh, but in my 11th standard, like when I was writing my board exams, so my uncle, like who has done his masters in London. I don't know what the university is like, what he studied, but he has his MBA degree from a reputed college in London.
Okay.
So he was like, Madhav, why do you think IIT is gonna fetch you something? I mean, I think you need to think a bit more than IITs, and and I personally feel that uh, IIT is not for me. I have a passion where I need to go explore myself. I need to find very I need to find a place where that fascinates me, that challenges me, and I need to make sure that uh, I mean, to be frank, I need to adventure my life. So I choose US education because US education is like an ocean where you have n number of options, n number of challenges, and everything is unlimited. So I choose US than IITs. So I mean, to be frank, I really respect IITs and NITs. Like I have
And
many
bits and all the
friends.
other reputed ones. I just forgot to add those, just in case. If anybody from bits or something is watching, yes, we also love bits.
Yeah, we also love bits.
Motivated.
We also love the reputed colleges back in Hyderabad and anywhere in India.
Triple ITs,
Uh,
IITs, everything.
yeah, triple ITs, IITs, and NITs. To be frank, I have due respect to all the students who are in IITs and NITs because IITs and getting into IITs and NITs is not at all an easy task. They has worked a lot to get into those. So I mean, I have my friends who are in IITs and NITs. So I really appreciate for their efforts. And yeah, I don't know, like,
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. And it looks like they had what do we call it? A mixture of emotions uh,
yeah.
for choosing all this. And all the people who are like at IITs and NITs, I think I need to give you like a lot of respect, man, because my cousin just got into like IIT Madras few months ago. So I know the hard work he went through, and I know how much he has worked hard to actually get into like IIT, and finally he made it. So I know how much time and how much effort you guys put in. But I think you, Madhav, had a lot of emotions to talk to. I think you chose your own journey to explore yourself. The next question is like scholarships. I mean, this is something, I guess, another burning topic for so many people. I know education in US can be like super expensive. So are there any opportunities for international students that you are aware of? Because being in like this weird stage again coming to me, I really don't find a lot of scholarships often because mine is a weird stage. But what is actually with international students?
I mean, I can say that uh, there are scholarship opportunities to international students as well, but to be frank, it's limited. So you are an international student where you're gonna pay to colleges. So there will be limited scholarship, like limited quota for you guys for the international students. So I can say that there are scholarships, but there are not many. Like you can't
Then
expect many and much scholarship. So yeah, there are, but yeah, you
the
can't expect
competition is
much.
high and the money is minimal. So that's what.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can say that like international students, uh, they can get scholarships, but it is really tough job to get a scholarship. Like you have many things to complete down the lane. Like you need to fulfill the requirements, and there will be they'll filter you a lot, man. They'll filter you a lot. So it's really difficult to get a scholarship, but you can get a scholarship.
There's
Yeah,
always a hope.
yeah. It's all about the hope, and it's all about the efforts you keep on that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the hard work, the hope, the luck factor, everything plays part of
yeah.
it.
Everything comes to the game. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is like, are you authorized to work coming as like an incoming freshman?
Yeah, you are authorized to work in the United States, uh, like 20 hours per week. You can work part time, but it should be legal. You need to submit your documents, and you need to go verify with your DSO, like designated school officer. Like every university has an office of international services, so you need to go there and you need to submit your documents. You need to file the like the applications you have for work authorization, and you can work. Yeah, obviously you can work. You'll get your temporary assistant, and yeah, you can work for sure. There are no restrictions in that, but make sure that you work legally,
Legally.
because because if you're fine doing illegal job in the United States, you
Maybe
might
deported.
lose your admission and you might be deported from US. So please don't do that. I strongly suggest you to work legally in the United States than getting deported from United States, because you are paying a lot of fees, you are paying a lot of money just to get a degree from the United States, not to deport it back. Like if you run behind $20 here, you might lose making 200
Yeah.
yeah, to 200K dollars. So
Yeah.
yeah, just think wisely, man. You just don't run behind the money. So just work legally in the United States. It's completely fine. Yeah, you can work.
Yeah. Okay, Madhav. Let me be really honest. This is the thing which really corrupts my mind. What is this CPT OPT, man? Like, I don't get it.
I mean, the CPT, OPT are like, CPT is a thing. CPT, like basically CPT is called as curricular practical training, and OPT is called as optional practical training. So basically, what CPT defines is, CPT is a program that temporarily allows international students who will be on F1 visa to gain practical experience directly related to their major. So CPT is a play. CPT is like a part-time job. You do 20 hours per week, and you need to do when you're pursuing your major. So when you're in college, you need to do CPT only. So CPT is a place
To
where
get
you will work related to your major,
okay.
and you can work 20 hours per week. That's the limit you got. And OPT is a thing where you must relate to your major, like CPT and OPT. It should relate to your major.
Okay.
And OPT is like 12 months of OPT you will get at your education level, and you have flexibility in OPT, man. Like you can work when you're studying,
Okay.
you can get an OPT, and you can do OPT after you graduate also. So that's the main flexible point you have in OPT. And you need to submit your I-765 application for OPT, and after approving, you can work in the United States
Okay.
legally.
So that's when the H1B process kind of begins.
Yeah, that's when, I mean, OPT is like a bridge to get to H1B visa,
Mhm.
because you will be on F1, but you're authorized to work in the United States for 12-month period. So you need to get a H1B in that 12-month period. Like you need to file, I mean, your employer need to file an H1B application for you. So OPT acts like a bridge, like from student to completely full-time job. So yeah.
A lot of experience about H1, man, but no idea about how the bridging works. But okay, so the next question might be a little bit more personal. I don't want you to give the estimate values, but what do you think would roughly it would cost? I can probably give like a small disclaimer somewhere over here or here, but what do you think would roughly cost an international student to do their bachelor's per semester or per year? Anything as you wish.
So yeah. So I can say that for 1 year, it's gonna cost you around 35K USD, which includes your food, which includes your health insurance, which includes your housing as well for 1 year, like for 1 year in the sense 2 semesters. So, so so yeah, that's a rough estimate. You will get around 35K. This includes your tuition fees. This includes everything like health insurance, food, and room, and everything. Yeah.
So depending on the major, there are chances that it might go up or it might go down. So that's what you're trying to explain.
Yeah. It completely depends upon the major. Yeah, if you're an engineering major, you'll
The mechanical or
uh,
something.
yeah, you will have one. If you're like a nursing or doctor kind of thing, you will have one. So architecture guys have one, business guys have one. So it completely depends on the major you have. So yeah.
But the room and the food should be pretty much the same for everybody.
Yeah, I mean there will be
Depending on where they want to live. I mean, of course, it's
yeah,
there
there'll be slight changes. So yeah.
of UIC Global. So what is UIC Global, man? Because I see these images all over UIC, proud UIC Global students. You talk a lot about UIC Global. I see others talk a lot about UIC Global. So what is UIC Global? And anybody from UIC Global, if you're watching it, you better subscribe and you like that button, okay? Because I love you guys so much. So yes,
Yeah, but yeah, to be frank, I was a UIC Global student. So so yeah. So UIC Global, UIC Global is a place like it's like a branch in UIC, or it is associated with UIC. Like this office works for international students. This is completely an office that is designated only for international students because UIC loves international students. So they completely designated a branch called UIC Global where international students can have an easy or smooth transition to UIC. So UIC Global helps to get into UIC, and it will prepare a student by taking the courses to their eligibility. Like there will be some people like who are a bit weak in their English proficiency. So UIC Global gonna suggest like, okay, you're gonna take this English course first, and you can improve like this. So UIC Global is a place where they're gonna completely take care of international students, and I can say that UIC Global is a place where you can have smooth transition to UIC. But an international student who completely like go directly into UIC, it might be a rough experience. So this UIC Global acts like a bridge
the
to
bridge
to to
concept. I
make the
get.
transition very easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's easy. That's much better to understand. So, what kind of support or what kind of resources did UIC International give in? Because by the time I met you, I think you completed those phases. I think I met you like around the third week of college. But how was it actually moving, and how did the UIC actually help the international students?
So I was a UIC Global student. So UIC Global has planned student orientation before the college started, like 10 days prior. So you can like I'll share my personal experience. So I entered into the United States on 14th August 2019, but my college start date was 26th August. So this like 10 12 days period, you'll experience UIC. You will to get habituated to US life, the weather, the room, and the new place, the food, and the orientation and the university. The UIC Global will be like, okay, guys, today you're gonna explore explore the university. That's it. That's all for the day.
Okay.
So it's like a good transition. Like international students need that because you just can't come into United States and start right away. So you need to have that small buffer time.
So, as far as I understood, you guys had a set of events. Each
Yeah.
event made you closer and closer and closer and more committed to UIC. If that's what
Yeah,
I understood.
I mean, we felt very comfortable to get into UIC because a student, an international student, should always have a smooth transition because If it was a like tough or rough one, they're gonna be like, oh man, why did I came to United States? No, they should not feel like that. And that's the reason I really love UIC, because I had that smooth transition.
Yeah.
So yeah.
As far as I know, man, I see these great videos of UIC. They go to the airport, they get you guys into the car, they'll take care of,
Yeah.
and they're gonna give you like a trip from the O'Hare to the UIC. So
Yeah.
I see all these videos, man, and
I mean, yeah, I mean, see, that's the commitment UIC Global and UIC has,
it's international.
because when you enter a new country and you don't know anything, like after as soon as you get your bags and you are like out of the airport, you don't know where to go, right?
Yeah.
So UIC guys will be like waiting waiting outside the terminal, and they'll be like, guys, yeah, we're from UIC Global, and yeah, we're gonna take you to the college safely. So that's the care they have towards the students. That's the love they have. So yeah, so that made an easy and beautiful transition to UIC.
Okay, that's really interesting, Mother, because there was a lot to process into, but I feel great, man, to be part of UIC for the care and the love that they provide for everybody. I think the way that they treat international students or in state, I think it's really proud moment that we guys put in a lot of work, and it is really really nice because I think this is we have completed 3 semesters, and the next one is going to be our fourth, and we still see international students coming, and I still see the same love for international students by UIC, and I feel like it grows every year. And when there was a lot of like legal problems, I know how hard the UIC has actually worked on it too, and I think it's wonderful, man. I think the best conclusion would be like for this concept, UIC gave everything or whatever it can. So if
Yeah.
anybody from international students looking for UIC, yes, it's a very good school. So just in case something, you want to keep it up. So the next question is, what are some main educational differences between India and USA?
Uh, to be frank, this is a really broad topic. So you'll have n number of things to discuss in this one.
Okay, then
So
let's stick on to like one difference. Then I don't want to like just
yeah, sure.
want
So
to out of box.
so the main difference is exploring the things, experiencing the things, exploring and experiencing. Two major facts. So so I personally believe that US is a place where you can explore many things, like for our major, like for computer science, you can code in n number of ways you like. but
Languages.
but I believe in India it's not like that. I mean, students back here, I mean, like many students are are, are unable to explore things.
Yeah.
I mean, they are not completely open to explore things. So so the major difference, I mean, that makes a lot of difference, because that's the only point where students lag behind. That's the only major difference that's gonna cost you a lot. So exploring, so you need to explore things, and that's the main difference I find. And experiencing the things, you will experience a lot from US university.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you'll experience, study, you will experience the pain, you will experience the hunger, you experience the value of money. You can experience, like you'll experience a
Yeah.
hell lot of things. But in India, the main thing is you'll be in a comfort zone for sure.
Yeah.
Because when you're out of your comfort zone, your mind works very properly. You'll be very keen, you'll be very attentive. So when you're out of your comfort zone, you'll work very hard, you'll put extra efforts to get the things done.
So Madhav, let's go on to the next one, man. This one I think is your favorite one.
Yeah.
How is your experience after 3 semesters? I mean, a lot. I think this lot happened. We got COVID, and I think every semester had its own game for us. Like first semester we had what, 6 projects. Second semester we had discrete math and we had C++, and we had another 6 projects. This semester we had 14 projects, science courses, and Janet, it's a
Man,
lot.
we are ripped off. We are ripped off completely.
Yeah.
So, but to be frank, it's a really good experience. Like I can proudly say that I experienced a lot. I explored a lot of things. I mean, when I was when I was like day one when I came to the United States, I was nothing. I don't know anything about like how this thing's gonna work. I mean, to be frank, I don't know how to speak properly, how to write properly, or how to draft the email properly. Like like you learn a lot when you are alone, when you are like out of your comfort zone, you'll learn a lot. and and I learned a lot. I mean, as an international student, it will be really difficult. Like you need to do your things. You need to clean your room, you need to do your laundry, you need to clean your utensils, you need to take care of yourself, and you need to do your homeworks. Besides this, you need to cook your own food, and you need to feed your own self. Like your mom, your dad is not gonna come to you, and they're not gonna feed you. So it's like it will be really tough,
It'll be,
and I can say that it should be tough because you're gonna learn things.
yeah.
And I can proudly say that it's a hell lot of experience. It was a roller coaster ride where we have ups and downs, but
Yeah.
it was a really good experience in UIC and the US education I have.
Yeah. But what do you think is the toughest semester as an international student? Like, leave it apart from education. What do you think? Was it really hard to settle in the beginning, or was it hard to be, you get settled and then you see a lot happening? Like, was it hard in the starting, or was it hard in the middle, or
I can say that it was really rough in the beginning because you need to adapt to the situation. You need to. I mean, there are many things to get on. Like you need to adapt to the situation. You need to adapt to the weather. You need to adapt to the water. You need to adapt like everything because these small things gonna make a huge difference on you. So you need to adapt to your sleep timings. As you are an international student, you need to have that transition period. You need to get to the US timings. So and you need to get habituated to the US food. So it's really a bit difficult job to get habituated to the food. So it's going to be really rough in start.
okay.
So but after that it was okay. I mean, it took me like 1.5 to 2 months, but to get settled in. But at that time, my semester almost like completed. So
Yeah, it
so
was in the middle. Like, we,
yeah, it was in the middle. So yeah, it was a bit tough in the start, but to be frank, I say third semester is really tough because the world was hit with COVID and we were completely into the online education. So I was again back to India, and we were completely. And to be frank, I
we have done
completely
CST.
destroyed. Yeah, I completely destroyed my sleep and food schedule
Oh,
because you need to wake up, like you need to wake up all the night. You need to
yeah.
stay all the night, do your works, and you need to sleep all the morning. So it's really tough job. Like I mean, to be frank, if you go to university and you experience offline education, it's going to be really good. Like you can go to the classes, you can interact with the peers, you can interact with your professors, you can interact to TAs, and you can have many friends where you feel very relaxed. But when you have your online education, it's really tough. Like you can't be with your laptops and phones hours and hours. Like as a CS student, we'll be like 12 to 15 hours
Yeah.
in front of the laptop doing like programming the code. So I feel third semester was a bit difficult, but to be frank, our professors, thanks to them, our TAs, thanks to them, and the peers who were really supportive. Uh, and I want to thank each and everybody to. I mean, they worked very hard to make this possible and smooth. as they can. So yeah, I find it is very challenging, but I learned many things from this semester. So I thank it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a roller coaster semester, man. Because there was this day I woke up at 8 o'clock, and I think I coded in the morning, and then I took my shower, and then I got back, and I was up till 2 o'clock at, I think, 2 or 2:30 at night. And then next day morning I woke up again at 7:30. I took a bath, and then I came into my computer. So it was a rough semester, but everything came to an end. We all got good grades, so no regrets. So what are your plans after bachelor's, man? Be quick like this. So what are your plans? Only one goal.
I just want to get a good job, like a good job in a reputed company.
So did you do any research for other countries too, or were you just keen on US?
I mean, I researched a bit on Australia. I find it is almost pretty similar, and but I suggest, like, my personal belief and what I suggest is go with US education, man, because you'll have n number of opportunities, n number of things to do, n number of things to explore and experience.
So
So
another
yeah.
question, man, here. If you are talking about Australia, like, what's the financial difference between Australia and US? Like, is it huge difference, or is it pretty minimal, or is it the same?
I can say that it depends upon the university you take, because if you take a very high reputed college in Australia and very high reputed college in US, it's going to be like something around 20 to $30,000, like USD. There will
Okay.
be a difference like that, but
Yeah,
it completely depends upon the university for sure.
but still it looks bit cheaper compared to US.
Yeah, definitely. Australian education is really cheap. I mean, yeah, compared to US, it's really cheaper. Yeah.
So the other question, like, I also know like a lot of people like tend to lean towards Australia versus USA. Um, what is the life after university? Do you know? Did you do any research like the residency or the citizenship? Like, how does the Australian thing kind of works?
I mean, I did a bit on that, so I can just tell a bit on that. So, getting a job and getting an Australian citizenship is a bit easy, and it is a bit easy. But getting an US citizenship is really really tough.
It's going to be like a lifetime process.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be tough. But believe me, the US thing, it is so recognizable, and it has so much value.
It's worth it if you're actually applying to a university with no name. So I don't want to take names, but there's this university which is super close by. Nobody really cares about that university, and then and some people don't even know a university like that exists. Is it actually worth it, like spending that much money and coming to a university which doesn't have any reputation, or do you tell them to work a bit harder and go for a better choice?
I mean, I personally say that. I mean, I personally suggest, and what I believe is, uh, go to a reputed university, because you're gonna spend so much in the US education, and if you're not graduating from a reputed university, it's not worth it. Please, I mean, I suggest that please go to a universities which are reputed, and please make sure that your university is SEVP certified by the US Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, and the ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So just go to the portal and just search, just make sure that your college is in that SEVP, because yeah, SEVP certified colleges, because they were students who came to the United States, and were like, they didn't went to the certified school, and there was a huge mess, like they were arrested for some reason. So please don't pay him that much money and come to US and get deported back. It doesn't make any sense. It is waste of your time, efforts, and money. So please, so I suggest you just go, do your research, Go to a reputed university, work hard, keep your efforts, and stay positive. Yeah.
The next question, it's your happy question. Is UIC still offering benefits for you, man? I mean, it's 1 year. Did they forget about you, or are they still in touch with you and are they still loving you?
Yeah. To be frank, they really care until you graduate.
Okay.
So, so, so
That's a good thing they didn't
UIC.
leave you.
Yeah, they didn't leave me. Still, they still love me. So I can say that. I mean, personally, like I'm student in UIC, so I can say about UIC. So UIC is a UIC college where uh, they care about you. I mean, it's not about completely about UIC, but all the universities in United States, they're gonna take care of their international students. Like they'll be in touch with you. They'll be they'll be checking your records. Like, are you in your status, or are you in your standings, or your GPA is falling down, or you need to improve some things in that. So yeah, universities play a key role, and there will be there will be, please stop by Office of International Services in your respective colleges, because they play a very key role, and there will be advisors in each college. They are people who really help out students. If you really feel detached, like emotionally, or if you're like not doing your academics well and you're worried about it, please just go and stop by an advisor. They are ready to help out. So yeah, they are always there for you. They'll be always ready for you, and they always love you.
Okay, so that's interesting. US is great. So the next question might be a bit heartful, but do you have any regrets from the past 1.5 year?
Yeah, I do. Because I'm also a student. Like I'll be sometimes I'll be lazy to do work. Sometimes uh, I'll be not I'll not show interest to do work. So yeah, I mean, I have some regrets. I mean, in the start, I don't know how US things works. I mean, I used to have a deadline Sunday. I'll be like, okay, then let's start it on Saturday or Sunday morning. So, and when I start my homework, it will be like, oh
It takes
man,
a
this is
week.
yeah, this is the homework which you need to do the entire week. And I was like, oh, you did a mistake, man. So yeah, I mean, to be frank, I find it as a lessons. So yeah, so they are my
I hope none of your professors are looking at this, man.
yeah. Thank God for that. Sorry, professors, if you do.
So tell me, do you have plans for masters or PhD?
To be frank, Krish, I mean, I don't have any plans right now, because I need to get my bachelor's degree first and do a job in some reputed
Completely
company as
agree
of
with
now.
you. Student loans and then a lot of financial things plays in. That's the reason.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
So after moving to USA, like what was the biggest culture shock that you have seen?
Uh,
Just in case.
yeah. The biggest cultural shock is calling your professors by name.
Okay.
This is the biggest shock I because back in India you'll call your professors and teachers as sir or madam, but in US it's not like that. You can just call by their name. I was like, I used to call them sir. After they tell like, okay, you feel free to call me Tom, like my English professor. I was like, sir, please. I mean, he was like, see, Madhav, just call me Tom. It's completely fine. So
Yeah.
that was a shock. Yeah.
So did being exposed to new foreign food habits bring you any problem, man? Because I know food can be a big issue when you're not at home.
Yeah, like when you're overseas, food is really big issue, because I mean, I personally didn't completely adjusted to the United States food habits. So I mean, I don't know, man. Like I was completely habituated to my home food, and I need to go. I'll just go and prepare my food, and I'll just eat it. Uh, so I didn't habituated the US food, but in future, yeah, I might be, because I need to blend to the US food habits, or else I'll be in a severe danger mode.
So, was there any specific food that you were like not sure of? It like, is there any specific one?
Uh, I mean, to be frank, I didn't eat a pizza in the US because I personally don't like pizzas and burgers. So I mean that's the most staple food you'll get in US. But I didn't. I mean, I don't like that. And I'll just go cook my food, cook my rice, cook my food, and I'll just eat that. So yeah.
So, do you do any clubs, man? Tell me this.
Yeah, I was in Linux user group in my university, so I took part in that. I'm a member in that, and yeah, my friend, I can proudly say that Krish is the treasurer to that group. and and guys, please put some comments in some weird comments in the YouTube, okay?
Yeah, if anybody from Linux user group is watching it, please do hit a like. And yeah, there are organizations. We have ACM. We
Yeah, there are many organizations, many
have
student organizations. You can just go and join them in your university.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
options.
yeah, a
So,
lot of
Madhav,
options.
I just want to end this interview on one final. What are your tips, man, to anybody who's planning to do the bachelor's or master's in USA?
I mean, I personally suggest that uh, please make sure that you completely into it, because once you took your US decision, or any country decision. I mean, I specifically talk about US because I'm studying there. When you decide here, you need to give your 100% efforts. And for sure, US is a place where if you give 100% efforts, it's gonna take you, it's gonna give you a lot. And trust me, this is a world where you can't even imagine what you'll get.
Land of
It's
opportunities.
lack of opportunities. True, so true.
So, Madhav, thank you so much for joining into my coffee time with Krish. I completed my coffee. So, so yeah, I mean,
Thank you so much, Krish. I mean, it's really a great opportunity and a great collaboration with you. Uh, it's a really great honor. Like I can just guide some international students with my experience, and this channel was like a great platform so that I can just express my own experience. So yeah, thank you to you, and thank you to all the guys who are watching this interview completely for us. And
yeah, I think I
do
don't know
hit
the
like button.
edit or the final edit what it's gonna be at this point, but I think this should be somewhere at like 50-minute mark or something. So if what I was going according to the questions. So thank you so much for joining the interview and thank you for watching. So please do like, share, and subscribe to Krish Bavana. I'm a computer science student at University of Illinois Chicago. And then please follow me on Instagram at Krish_Bhavna. And I guess his account is private. And
Yeah, my account is private.
his account is private, but mine is public, Krish_Bhavna. You can always DM me. I reply to everybody who DMs me. And you can also follow me on LinkedIn, which is KC Bavana, which you can find all the links in the description below. So that's the story for this week. See you all very soon with something really, really, really exciting. Until then, I think I'm going to take the leave and also I'm going to say goodbyes to Madhav. So that's the video for this week. See you all next week. And also don't forget to share with anybody who's looking or who's planning to go into US universities or Australian universities. So for any international students, I hope this will be really, really useful. So that's the story for today. Peace.